Well, happy July 4th. I've been working on this 32S-1 Collins transmitter pretty much all day from probably 11 a.m. on and off. Anyway, I went through this thing and added capacitors to try and stabilize the finals as I was getting lots of parasitics on 10 meters. Did that. Found a couple of 100 ohm resistors were feeding the 6CL6 driver tube. They were out of spec. One was 140 ohms, the other was like 128. And those basically were the cathode returned to ground on the 6CL6. That was too high in resistance. And there was a capacitor missing that's across that resistor, so I added that. And that improves the RF through to ground, that gives the tube probably more potential for amplifying RF. And then there was the other one that goes to the plate. That was either 128 or 140 ohms. Anyway, that would have made the driver tube work better. However, the 32S-1 manual has the cathode resistor on the 6CL6 driver tube at 150 ohms. So I don't know, it's like I just put it at 100 ohms the way this thing was designed for the 32S-1. I was looking at the schematic for the 32S-3. At any rate, I had a lot of trouble getting 10 meters on this thing to work. There's a bunch of different tuning on this thing. For the driver, there's like a neutralization capacitor. And there's like a plate circuit capacitor, and plus you have a neutralization for the two big finals. The 6146 is in here. So wait, yeah, I could tip this, I guess, over maybe and show you what's in here. Yeah. So these two little white circles there, the one's marked N, and that one is for the neutralization of the 6CL6. The other one is on the plate circuit. I'm not sure what that one does, really. It didn't have much of an effect. And then if you look at the circle in here, right in the middle, that's for the neutralization of the finals. All right. So let's give this thing a test. Sorry about the dogs. Anyway, on 80 meters, we'll go for some power output here. I think the dogs are going for a walk, so that's what all the racket's about. That's a big deal for them. All right, so 80 meters, we're gonna tune this thing up. Go for a dip here. On the meter, there's the power coming out into a dummy load. And now if I go here, all right, the dogs went out the front door. Thank goodness the noise is gone. Now if I, 80 meters, take it to lock key and take it to full power. 125 watts on 80 meters. That's really good for me anyway. And that power is probably high because the tubes are good. And the power supply has the tubes jumped out with diodes. So I'm probably hitting the plates of these 6146s with about 940 volts or something. So they're over spec, and that's why I'm getting more power out, I'm guessing. All right, so that's 80 meters, that works. Let's go to 40. Check that one out. Yeah, this has been all day to get this thing to go. It's been hair raising. All right, 40 meters, keyed up. Go for a peak on the plate current. I never use the grid meter. I guess I should, but I never use it. Just go for the plate peak. It should now dip, which it does. It should have some power coming out. Does not. I had trouble with this before. I was getting nothing out of this thing, and I'm not sure why it does this. It's almost like it's oscillating on some weird band here. So I have no effect on it here. And I'm not sure why it does this. Yeah, I'm having immense trouble with 40 meters, and I'm not sure why. For this demo, it was supposedly good. A little bit of power there. Let's back off the load. No, weird. It's like 40 meters knocks out sometimes. I'm not sure why. Try that. Try that. Yeah, something's whacked in this thing. Okay, it's got parasitics. Look at that. So, yeah, it's got parasitics. So 40 has problems. And that's why it's not working. So I'm guessing it's all about the driver. So this thing is not ready to go yet. Unfortunately, I can't win. So I'm gonna guess that I got a fiddle faddle with this thing here, the neutralization, because I've been working on 10 meters with that. So let's see. This thing gets like to a parasitic mode in 40 meters. And nothing works. Even though I got drive, it's like nothing goes. So what I plan to do then is see if I can just diddle with this and get it to kick in. See if it'll just work. This may not be the problem. I don't know what's up with it. Okay, that's not doing anything. Or else I got a problem on the RF deck. Maybe. Okay, but with 40 not working, we'll note that as a problem. And I'm just gonna go up to 20, I think, and see what happens. So maybe 40 is my only problem I have left. It was 10 meters. And now I got 40 meters acting up. All right, anyway, here's 20 meters here. 20 meters, 20 meters. This thing has good power on 20 meters, that's for sure. Let's see, key up. Let's go for a tune. Plate current, there's plate current. Go for a dip, there's a dip. There's power out. All right, let's just smack the power in this thing. And 20 meters, 100 watts easy. So that's all looking ducky. 20 meters works like a champ. Let's go to 15 meters, which 15 when this thing was not working well at all. So it figures I get all the hard bands to work and I don't get 40 dies out. All right, there we are on 15. Tune it. Go for some kind of peak. There's the plate. Go for power. All right, and if I nail it now on lock key, give it some power. 80 watts on 15. I can do better than that, I think, if I fiddle with it. Let's give it some load. All right, let's nail it. 100 watts on 15, that's good enough for me. That's within spec. All right, 10 meters. 10 meters has been a bear on this thing. I was getting parasitics, self-oscillations, all sorts of troubles with the finals on 10. And finally I got it working through filling with the neutralization on the driver and neutralization on the final. All right. Go for some kind of a peak here. Okay, a 20 or 10's kind of broad. Okay, there's my plate, and it's got a little dip there. You can see the dip. Nice little dip, right? Nice dip on 10. All right, let's nail it. Full power. I'm getting about 75 watts on 10. I think if I mess with the load here, I'll get a little more. I think it'll do 100 watts. Getting there. My friend David said it's like a Heath kit, the way it tunes. Okay, let's tune it a little more here. There we go, 100 watts on 10. Probably because I got the high plate voltage on the tubes. That's pretty darn good for this old radio. All right, so there's 10 meters cranking along. Give it one more high power crank here. 100 watts on 10, I'll take it. So the only problem with this radio now then is 40 meters. I gotta figure out why that crapped out. And once that's done, it's probably good for putting back in the case. So back to 40. 40 was working really well. It was really working well. So it might be one of the little capacitors. The RF deck is crapped out or something. I don't know. 40 meters. We're back on 40. Give it a try here. Well, it's got plate. And it's got power now. Something's really funky with 40 meters in this thing. It's tuning up where it should. It's tuning up where it should. And you saw in the last part of the video, it didn't work at all. What's up with that, people? Let's go to lock key here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, it freaks out in that mode. Okay, so the trouble is then, when we put high power on this thing, it self-oscillates on 40. It goes wild. It works normal on tune mode. And when we crank it, it goes nuts. So I got power on tune mode here. Take the load down a bit. Let's go to higher power here. And you can see the thing's just going wild. The plate's kind of going wild. Well, now it's showing power. You see how when I go to high power here, it kind of whacks out. It's acting right there, like it should, but there's something unstable with it. There, that's acting stable, but you can see where it's unstable too. So when it's working stably, I'm getting about 100 down on 40. I could probably do better if I load it. Yeah, baby. That's what we're talking about. Show me the, oh, now it's whacking out again. So, I don't know. So 40 needs work. If I can get that fixed, I'll put the transmitter back in the case. It's coming along. It's almost done now. At least 10 meters and 15 are working again. 10 was really hard to get working. It was really hard. So was 15. Here's the lower part of 15. Let's see how that works out. Go for some tune here. There's some peak on the plate. Go for a dip. There's a dip. There's the power out. Just click it to full power. Crank it up. Well, that's not so good, is it? Let's see if we can increase the load. There we go. 15 and 10 like load. There it goes. They like that. All right, full power on 15. A little more load here. Full power on 15. A little less loading. Full power on 15. About 100 watts. That's good enough. And we'll check 10 once again. So yeah, so the only instability here I have now is 40 meters, which is weird. That band is always dependable usually. Go to tune mode here. Yeah, 10 in this thing was really unstable. All right, what am I doing here? I'm cranked up with audio. Go for some peak. Dip it. Power out. Dip it on 10. Power, there we go. Go to high power now. And on 10, I'm seeing 75 watts. Let's load it some more. Load some more. Okay, on 10, we're gonna hit full power here. 100 watts on 10, so I'm really happy with that. So it looks like all I gotta fix is 40 meters. All right, stopping the video. Thanks for watching. I know it's been kind of a boring long video, but if you got a Colon 32S-1, this video might be useful to you. Have a nice day.